Hi guys, welcome to the Kids Easter Geology Challenge. My name's Ian Carr. So we've all been at home for about 2 weeks now and your brilliant teachers have been keeping you really busy. But it's Easter holidays now, so I guess some of you are not quite as busy as you have been, so you probably want something to do. So I've got an idea to keep you occupied for the next 2 weeks. So what I want you to do is to go into your gardens and find a rock in the garden. And I want you to send me a picture plus information about where do you live? I mean, you know, the county that you live in, something like that, so I can put it on a map. And what I want to do is to build up a map of the whole of the United Kingdom with information that you send me about where you live, so we can get a picture of the geology that's underneath your feet across the entire country. So also, if you've ever been on holiday and you've picked up a rock or a fossil on somewhere on holiday, maybe you could send me a picture of that as well. And you could tell me where you found those rocks and fossils, and we can add that to the information as well as the information about where you the rocks from your garden. That would be a really great idea, and we can get a really good all-round picture of the geology of the whole of the UK. So send me your picture and I'll give you a shout out on my next video. Okay, so over the next couple of weeks I'll be using your pictures. I'll be using them as a basis to tell you about all the amazing geology that we have here in the UK, and also just general things about geology around the world. We'll be having some other ideas, other fun like quizzes and other small challenges, and if you have any questions at all about geology, write them in the comments section and I will try my very best to answer them for you. So what I want to end up with is a whole map of the UK with lots of locations from where you're sending me your pictures, the town or the county where you live, something like that. So we can build up a map of the whole of the UK with your contributions, and you know, we'll get familiar with the amazing geology that we have here in the country and around the world if people want to send me their stuff from around the world. So here's my first question though that I want to ask you. See what you already know about geology and rocks. Okay, so there are 3 groups of rocks, or 3 categories we sometimes call them. What are they? So if you could send me the answer to that, that would be a really good starting place for us. And what we'll do over the next few days is we'll start to think about how we can tell those different groups or categories apart from each other. So what I want you to think about to start with, if you can go into your garden and find a rock, can you identify what kind of rock it is? What category does it fall into? Okay, that's your first piece of work that you can do for me. Okay. Right, let's go and find out what's in my garden. Okay, so what I've got here, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Actually, that's not a real one, is it? But maybe we can think about that later. Why did they have such small arms? And do you know why they aren't around anymore? So we can think about that. Maybe if you've got ideas about why they've got such small arms and why they're not around anymore, you can send me your ideas about that. But you know, when I'm working in my garden, this is one rock I find a lot of. This is called flint. Very hard rock. We find it in the chalk, but I don't find much chalk in this garden, but whenever I'm digging around I find this stuff because it's really hard. And if you're ever trying to tunnel through the chalk, this stuff is really difficult to tunnel through. Huh? Okay, so this stuff here, actually, this stuff is not from my garden, but it's been imported in. This is probably slate from somewhere else around the country. And if you look very carefully at it, you find that some people have been decorating the other side of it. So that's something you could do. If you've got anything like this in your garden, you could decorate it and send me some pictures of how you decorate it. I don't know who's been doing that, but all of these, they've been painted. Isn't that crazy? Okay, thank you. Right, here I am down my side passage. And if you're missing the beach, well, some of you may have some pebbles like this down in your garden. And what you'll find, if you look very carefully, is shells. Okay, these shells are in the pebbles that I found. Some snails. So how do you think those snails got into these pebbles that we find in our garden? Well, that's something else we can think about. And maybe you can tell me your ideas about how these shells got into the pebbles that are now in my garden. There you go, you can send me your ideas about that. Okay, so here we have some rocks. So these again are from local to us. These have been brought in, but these are really different rocks from what we get around here. But I think these are probably a limestone. You can see that they're nice and grey, almost crystally. This will be a very hard rock, and you can see the layers in there. Probably means that they're a sedimentary rock, which is We get lots of sedimentary rock in this country, and so we get sedimentary rock here. We've seen the slate before. The only rock I don't have in my garden are igneous ones. So have you got any igneous rocks in your garden? If you have, please send in pictures and let me know about them, because I don't have any igneous rock in my garden. So as you might have noticed, I've got my geological hammer here. If you're thinking about doing any hammering though, just be really careful, always wear eye protection. That's why I've got my sunglasses on here. So, you know, I can chip away at some, maybe try and find what this is. So there you go, I've taken a little chunk off. I've hit my daughter in the hand with it. See, she wasn't wearing protection like me. But yes, a nice sort of crystalline limestone there. So if maybe you've got fossils in yours. I can't see any fossils in these, but there may be some fossils in your limestones if you've got some. So if you've got any fossils, send me some pictures of the fossils that you find in there, and we can have a look and maybe try and identify what they are. So that's what I've got in my garden. What have you got in your garden?
Wow.
Oh, and here we have a child doing a backflip from a ninja.
Thank you for watching, and hope you do the challenge.